What's up, y'all? Welcome back to my channel. Today I have special guests on my channel. This is Shay.
Anyo.
This is Jay.
Hey.
This is T.
Que lo que?
And this is Jackie. And today I'm introducing a new segment on my channel. And this is episode 1. Hopefully y'all like it and come back for episode 2. But make sure you guys like,
share, comment,
and subscribe, and turn on your post notification for more. Basically we have a few questions, or we have like 2 topics that are just gonna fall under a whole questions out there, and we're just gonna be like talking about these topics. So the 2 topics are pretty much like crazy versus toxic. We just gonna talk about that relationship wise, and
what's the difference?
What's the difference, and just dig deep into that. So yeah, Shay, you can start us off.
We're like, okay.
Or like, what's crazy to you?
Yeah, what's like define crazy in your terms.
To me, okay, I'll say this guy is crazy. If you are messaging me and on Snapchat, because you can see when they open it, whatever. If you keep messaging me and I open it and don't respond, what does that tell you?
I'm not interested.
Okay, that's what I thought I gave him, but no.
Yeah, it clearly doesn't give that.
He kept messaging me and I open it, wouldn't respond, you know, just let it go. And so one day I was like, look, it's like I'm not interested anymore. Like, it was good, I didn't like it, so I'm not going to keep talking to you. But okay. So yeah, that's like, maybe he wasn't crazy to me, because you know how to like crazy love. Maybe he was just crazy for like the attention.
Yeah.
The attention, you know, maybe like, I know it was wrong, it like maybe like it's like, okay, I'm doing this like God's mind type shit, but I think there's a very thin line between crazy and toxic, but there's a couple of actions that will put you over into toxic. You know? And that's what it is. That's awesome.
Go ahead, Jay.
I mean, it depends. I mean, I guess crazy to me is like shit you just wouldn't normally do.
Yeah.
You feel me? Toxic is just, I feel like toxic's more, not normalized, but like more, like, common.
Yeah.
You feel me? I don't know.
Yeah, I agree with that. I feel like crazy just going like the ultimate, like just going above and beyond and just breaking all types of barriers and like everything. And I feel like toxic is just you having some traits that that like aren't really healthy for a relationship, but there are things that you can work on or fix, you know. But I feel like you crazy, you just saying like, no matter what, I'm gonna do this, or no matter what, I'm gonna keep texting this person whether they want me or not. Like, I just feel like crazy just you going to the ultimate, like pushing it.
So going off what Jay just said, you know, like, because toxic is so normalized.
Yeah.
So you think not a lot of people realize that they're like being toxic, or they're like, or people are like realizing toxic traits because it's so normalized?
I feel like it's being desensitized.
Like you see it so much, almost
that it's just
like, oh, I'm toxic.
Yeah, people are proud to be toxic.
Yeah,
proud
you
to be
don't
toxic.
realize it no more, and it's just like,
that's just
you don't realize it until it's too late.
Yeah.
Like, watch yourself. That's not normal. That's not what you're supposed to be doing.
Alright, so what's some things that y'all think like a crazy person do that like, alright, so what are things that what are things that crazy people do, and then what are things that like toxic people do that you would like use to like differentiate?
We doing like a t-shirt?
Yeah.
Pros and cons or t-shirt?
No, just like a t-shirt saying like not a Venn diagram. So mine, not a pro and con, but like a T-chart and saying like, okay,
like
if you do this, you're crazy, and then if you do this, it's just like you're toxic.
Or in the middle.
Yeah, or in the middle.
Right.
So Venn diagram.
So say this.
Yeah.
So let's
The
give you an
little
example.
circles, the little overlapping circles.
Yeah. So say if it's say you can put this in a crazy, like, what's the word I'm looking for? Crazy
Column section.
Column, I think.
Crazy circle.
And so, like, say they're thinking like, you know what? she's like, she's doing this to me type shit, I'm gonna cheat on her so she can feel how she making me feel. Would that be crazy or would that be toxic?
I feel like that's toxic.
That's
I feel like that's toxic.
But then you also say that's crazy, like, just like,
I feel like that's toxic.
That's more.
You
than
want to
toxic.
the extent where you like want to kill the person that she cheated on.
but then like,
That's crazy.
see, but crazy, to
It
me,
can be.
crazy has been over socialized.
Wait, no.
Because when you think of crazy, you think of like the
No,
shit that's like,
that's
Hold
not-
up.
When I think of crazy, like I said, it's like you going lunatic, like you going.
Well, we talking about killing this person?
We talking about like
no,
obsessive type
like, see,
That's
crazy can go into like obsessive
Yeah.
type shit.
The more you
But-
step over into obsessive, that's when you cut it off because like whenever you get obsessive, that's crazy. Whenever you
Yeah,
try,
that's crazy.
oh, this person
Like you can't leave that person
You
alone.
can't
You're stalking them.
without
Like,
any,
yeah.
without any like laws. Like that's toxic.
Yeah.
You're keeping that person for yourself.
And then I think that's where it also goes into like what someone thinks crazy is. Because what if
Yeah.
someone else sees that as just like okay,
Oh my God,
they
they're so
just
affectionate.
over-
Like,
yeah, over obsessive could just be like another sign of affection.
Yeah.
I guess you could, but what about that saying, you know, if I can't have you, no one can?
That's
I feel like
yeah.
that's crazy. That's crazy. That's
But
crazy.
It can also be toxic.
No, no.
It
But
could.
they're not.
It could.
See, when you see, exactly that's what I mean. Crazy has been over
That's
socialized.
like,
No, I feel like
Because if I say that, you start thinking murder. Because that's only because that's what you see in TV shows.
Yeah,
movies,
true.
type shit. Read
Right.
it. That's the only thing. Exactly. But a motherfucker is just like, if I can't have you, no one
Shit.
can type shit. What?
The cussing to a limitation.
I'm sorry. I just don't. It's just.
we cut in this whole little segment.
What the fuck are you talking for?
We couldn't shake tomorrow. Alright, go ahead.
I don't want to talk no more.
Alright,
But no, but it's really. Sometimes I feel like it don't make sense because I've never been in a relationship, so I feel like I can't really put my 2 cents in.
Yeah.
Because it would make no type of sense because all y'all have been and I haven't. But I feel like crazy, like, yeah, some things turn to crazy, but I feel like toxic and crazy are really
I don't think it's close. I think they're cousins, but I don't think they're that close because
They're
honestly,
cousins.
to me, I feel like toxic are stuff that somebody do, but it's like not livable, but like I don't know. I feel like I could be dating somebody and he does something that's toxic, but like we're still together. Like it's not really affecting our relationship.
But
It's
then-
like you just do this and I really don't like it, and it's like
yeah, it goes back. Will you go like?
I feel like you're crazy. I'm not gonna do with you at all because
But-
crazy is like you hurting yourself or you hurting me.
Exactly,
Or
but that's toxic.
I feel like that's crazy.
But that goes back with the toxic being normalized because sometimes toxic traits can be a red flag and people end up ignoring them because it's been normalized. And then you go back and think about it, damn, he was toxic.
Yeah,
And you
it's-
start
I know what
thinking
you're
like,
saying.
oh, I should have seen that red flag. And you think about it, I did see it, but you know, so normalized.
Yeah, but I
also
would call you
in,
crazy.
like, no, not crazy.
It's
but
like a
just
stepping stone, or it's like a first step going towards it.
But
Yeah.
Yeah.
But it's not close. It's
Yeah.
not as close.
Going
It's not
off
as
of what
close as a
Shay,
step. You know?
going off of what Shay said, it was just more or less like those toxic traits. They have been normalized to the point to where it has become crazy for that person to continue to do the same thing that they have.
Yeah, they're actually
You know-
crazy,
you
but
know
I don't
what
think
I noticed,
that
though?
they're crazy.
I feel like toxic. I guess like with our generation, like
People like being toxic
Yeah.
in our generation.
People
They're
are-
like, yeah, I'm toxic, and I'm like, you should be ashamed to say that.
Maybe that
Like,
is not something to be
you
proud
should be
of.
ashamed to say that.
But then
Just
it's
like how people don't want to admit that they're crazy. I feel like nowadays people are admitting that they're toxic.
Yeah.
What are you saying, Jay?
I forgot. It was a long one.
But like for me, like my boyfriend, he just says the joke around, be like, you toxic, bro. I'm just like, well, nah, like you know, toxic is just like to me, it's just like
Words that you
like you toxic, like I don't know. I guess he says it because I be like, you know, where you at? Type
I feel
shit.
like
But
they're similar.
It's
It's
just
very
like-
close, but I mean it's not.
They go hand in hand, but they can never be the same.
Yeah, they do go hand in hand. Like I said, they're cousins. So how do y'all feel about like someone being crazy about you? So you get to have someone.
So let me hop into my bag real quick.
I've never had that. But
So
just I'm getting my imaginary opinion.
big story time, you know. So like with somebody going in,
I hate you.
can't remember the video.
so with someone like being toxic towards you, it's more or less just like, oh, I see that. You know, that doesn't seem right, but at the same time, I'm really liking it, you know? I'm really vibing with it, I'm really vibing with their vibe, this, that, and the other. But at the same time, they really throwing some, like, brick walls in between it. And it's just like, that's more or less toxic to me. Crazy. You'll be able to see that off the rip. You will be able to see
So
that.
how would you feel like if somebody was crazy?
So with that being said, it's like,
Would you think like, okay, she's crazy about me, like, okay, that's like a good thing, like, oh, she's in love with me, or like she's crazy about me, like, I gotta get her to stop
No.
being crazy about me?
if she's crazy about me, I'd have to worry about my safety.
Yeah.
I'd have to worry about like my well-being, this, that, and the other. But at the same time, if somebody was just like being toxic, you're just like, oh my gosh, I'm like, I'm crazy about you, like, hey. With that being said, I'm just like, I don't care. I cannot say that to a crazy person. If somebody is crazy about me, I'm like, yeah, baby, that's everything, like, it's same deal, and then I have to get a restraining order against them.
But saying that to a crazy person, leading them on,
That makes
so
it
are you
crazier.
also in the wrong? Because you're leading on a crazy person.
I can't tell them nothing like that will flip their.
Oh yeah, she might kill you at the moment.
They gonna gut me out.
Yeah.
They gonna.
See, I think y'all all associate crazy with murder.
Yeah.
Yes.
Well, like,
I don't think so.
what I was trying to think.
That's what I'm
not
saying,
just like
like,
murder, like you
absurd,
trap,
yeah.
I'm
like
not
you
trying
like stalking them, you always trying to see what they do.
I know what
But
crazy
it's
is.
not,
I'm not trying to have somebody kidnap me.
yeah, so I hate it. Like,
Be a hindrance to my
they'll keep
physical
they just
health.
want you for themselves
Yeah.
type thing. Like, they just want you for them. And if they can't have you, then they're like, nobody can have you. And then that's when they'll like try
Yeah.
to either trap you or like kill you
Yeah.
type thing.
That's when
I
I'm
feel like
thinking.
that just ties into delusional and everything.
I will lead them on and get a restraining order filed against them. That way, if they what's
So
the
what would y'all do
Okay.
if y'all dated a person that was crazy?
Question, going off with dating a person. Say you was dating a crazy person on, and y'all break it off, but she ends up saying like, "Hey, I'm pregnant." You're like, you know what? I don't trust that. It's a paternity test. Turns out it's yours. How does that relationship go on?
I feel like for me, it would be kind of like I'm walking on nails because like what the heck, like I'm rebirthing a crazy person. Like yeah. Okay, so like I said, I feel like for me, if I found out that I was having a kid for I said a pregnant person. If I was having a kid, like I was pregnant for somebody who was crazy, I honestly, like Shay said, I'll go to the court and try to figure out something because I feel like that wouldn't only be like my health or my safety being at risk, but my child's health and safety being at risk. So I'll try to go to the court and get like some type of, I don't know, restraining order or prove that he's not built to be a dad. And I mean, I wouldn't like, as long as I'm financially stable, I have my career, I don't mind raising my child on my own. So it's not like my child dad has to be there. I mean, I would want my child's dad to be there because I have my dad, but I mean, hey.
What T was saying that I had a point to go off of, I don't remember.
The point was, it was more or less just like how everything just melts
It's
together,
normalized,
like
yeah.
crazy and
Like you can't run
toxic.
away from
But they've both been normalized to where like you don't know the difference.
That's what I was thinking, because like now in like Western music, crazy and toxic are like, I don't know a lot of songs, but I can tell you 2 songs that are really Billboard top 100 songs. Toxic by Britney Spears and Crazy Love by
I'm weak, not the actual
Like,
name.
Hey, and those
and
really
those
big
are
artists.
bops. Those
Yeah.
are bops. And it's just like, I'm pretty sure we go and listen to it, it's like, that's
So that's
crazy.
just a whole
You
I
can,
feel like there's-
you can listen to both and just be like, those are the same things.
Yeah.
What is y'all talking
Like some of the characteristics for toxic also fit for crazy. But I feel like, yeah, especially in this generation, you can't run away from it. I feel like that's why a lot of people like, I don't know, like
I mean, you can pick
honestly,
and choose. It's just like, I don't
the
know.
way I look at it now, it's pointless to even date nobody because the way I'm looking at it now, like everybody getting cheated on. Y'all seen the situation that happened with De'Ara Ken a second time, she got cheated on. So, okay, sorry, I don't know YouTubers. De'Ara and Ken, he got caught in public touching another girl's booty.
See.
Okay, wait, hold on. So
That
we're
goes
going
off.
into the cheating thing. Yeah.
Wait, before we do
I
that.
need to go back to what you were saying about the getting the crazy person pregnant.
And
Yeah.
I don't
Okay.
realize that.
Okay, but before you go get in the crazy, I want to see would you, we're all getting around that age where we started thinking about kids, and sooner or later we're gonna find out at some point.
Yeah.
And we're gonna have kids. Would you teach your kids, or if you have kids, or if you wanna have kids, it's your body, you do what you wanna do. Would you teach your kids the difference between crazy or toxic, or do you think that's something that they need to learn on their own?
I wouldn't teach them per se, but
I would
I feel
let
like
them know that
just-
everybody out there is not your friend.
yeah, I would let them know that kind of stuff. And I feel like just the way I would raise my child on its own, they wouldn't even have to, like, they would just know the right way, so they wouldn't have to learn, okay, this is, like, they'll just know what's right. So when they see anything other than what I taught them, they know, like, okay, that's not right. So I just will try to make sure, like, my child is a, like, well-rounded child and knows everything good, everything wrong. If I have a son, my son will know, like, how to respect a woman, how to treat a female, so that, it doesn't come to that point where it's like, oh, he gotta get into all that stuff, and, so that's what I think.
So hopping off of your point, hey, next video is about to be about zodiac signs, but we're gonna get into that.
Oh!
Hey, that was that content. But me coming from like a
Because I can't believe what I am, like, okay.
So for me coming from like a Scorpio sun, my teenage years was absolute hell. Like, with that being said, it's just like I'm doing everything and anything that my parents have told me not to do, for the simple fact that I need to learn for myself. I have to do this for myself.
Yeah.
With that being said, I'm just like, I have lived just about everyone else's life.
I feel like that too.
So you don't want to you were sheltered. Not sheltered, but you knew.
You didn't get a chance to really learn it on your own. Like, now he's learning.
Like my parents and my grandparents had told me like, oh, this isn't good for you, this isn't that, this and that. Like, trying to keep that away from me. But at the same time, me being myself, it's just like, I want to live that. I want to know how that is. I want to know how that actually is, for the simple fact that I can learn from that.
Yeah. I feel like personally, when I have a child, I'll teach them just like general stuff, like, how to have manners and that type of stuff. But to teach them about like certain situations, I wouldn't really do that per se, because I feel like by the time they become my age, like now that I'm grown, there's a lot of stuff that my dad told me about, and I'm just like, well, that's not really effective nowadays, because it's a whole nother generation we're talking about. So things that you used to do might work back then, but it's like it's just totally different. Like, like I was telling him one day, I was like, honestly, I feel like there's not gonna be a lot of marriages, like successful marriages going on in this generation. That's just how I feel, because nobody's really being truthful. Everybody's cheating on each other. Like, come on now. Like, I know everybody that's watching this know who Dare and Ken is, and the fact that he cheated on her a second time, and it's like they're one of the, like, they are the biggest YouTube couple out there, and it's like he just keeps cheating knowing that he's in the spotlight. So I feel like, I heard Beyonce got cheated on, like, so it's like, and everybody looks at Beyonce as like she's this goddess and stuff, so it's like,
she's just like everybody else.
And I'm like, okay, if she's getting cheated on, then what makes regular old me, right? What makes me feel like, oh, regular old me wouldn't get cheated on? Like, everybody's, no, I'm serious. I understand.
I get it. I get it. You're in a
relationship, but I feel like you just never know when things go wrong. I was in a relationship at one point that I thought was going to, last forever, but you never
shit. I did too.
I
did too, and I got cut.
How would you feel, you got the crazy girl pregnant,
Oh, I forgot about that. I was on track with what they were saying.
Onto my voice on the topic, crazy.
My butt.
Crazy and toxic. It's such a hand-in-hand thing. Like, there's a thin line in between the two, but even then, it's more or less like you